Greetings, Sir Sena. Greetings, classmates. So today we will be reporting about demand management and customer service. So let's start with the introduction. What is supply and demand? Supply tells about the number of products that are available in the market. Are the total amount of products, goods, or items sufficient for the market to be sold? Now, what is demand? Demand tells about the desire of the consumers to buy your item or your product. Their interest, or are they willingly to pay for your product? It is based on the quality, but also there's one more factor, and that is yung pricing. Are you selling your products in a much lower price than the other market or other competitors? Then, consumers are more interested to buy your product. If they're paying for the same item in a lower price, then they will choose your item, or they will choose to purchase your item. They will be more willingly to purchase your item since same lang din naman yung binabayaran nila. And mas nakakatipid pa sila. Now, let's discuss about the outbound to customer logistics system. Outbound to customer logistics system is responsible for the transportation of products, supplying of products that are sufficient for the market. Here you can monitor kung tama ba yung number of goods na nabibigay para dun sa market. And certain seasons or araw, the market demands a number of goods based on the demand of the consumers. So, from here, you can see the records or the performance of the market and the supplying of items. Kung tama ba yung nako-contribute na items, nagiging sufficient ba? Nagkukulang ba ng products or items pag nagiging in demand? Are there certain procedures to be improved para ma-manage ng maayos yung demand sa customers? Now, let's proceed with the demand management. In the demand management, there are more factors na tinitignan bago mag-supply ng products. So, sa certain araw, merong mga necessities. Merong mga needs ang mga tao. There are certain seasons na in demand ang isang product dahil ito yung kailangan ng tao. One example is in Christmas. Since in the next month, it will be December. So it is a simple logic that Christmas season is near. And other people are more interested to buy gifts or Christmas decorations. So it is in demand. So, your market is responsible to increase the supply. Siyempre, mas maraming tao ang bibili ng items na ito. So, dapat, mas marami kang napaprovide na items or products since dapat hindi magkaroon ng shortage sa supplies when people are more interested to buy that item. So it is simple logic to manage the supply and to have a sufficient supply for the market so that the consumers will have a sufficient number of products na kailangan nila. Lastly, let's tackle about supply and demand relationship. So, I will be just repeating myself. If the demand is higher, you should expect na dapat mas mataas din yung supply. Siyempre, since demand is higher, mas looking forward yung consumers or customers, and mas marami tayong customers na willingly to buy your item. So, dapat maging sapat yun. And the only way is to increase your supply. But we should also be reminded that when the market needs a higher supply, suppliers will also demand a higher pricing. Syempre, since they are supplying a higher number of products, they should also need a higher budget for their production. Also, other markets are demanding for a higher supply sa certain season. So, to be able to do that and to take this as an advantage for the suppliers, they will demand a higher price. So that is the main importance of supply and demand, and kung paano siya tumatakbo. Paano tumatakbo yung pricing, paano nag-iiba, and what are the factors. Although, let's be reminded that there are more certain factors na nakakapagpabago ng demand ng customers. Like, is it trending right now? Trending ba sa tao na bilhin tong item na ito? Is it in the trend? Dapat ba nilang bilhin to? And with that, even though your pricing is in a higher, or even though you won't lower your price for your products, there are still people na willingly to pay for your items. Since, for example, if your products are rare or is a necessity in a certain season na kailangan talaga nilang bilhin, they have no choice but to pay your products for that certain price. So that will be all in my part, and let's proceed with the other part, which is demand management process, that will be discussed by Joyce Ann Salceda. Thank you.
So, sa demand management is isa siyang process kung saan yung mga negosyo or organization ay nagpaplano and nagmamanage ng mga demand ng mga product or serbisyo. Meron mga ilang key steps na binubuo sa mga pieces ng strategic management tulad ng preparation, analysis, planning, at implementation. So, first is the preparation phase. Sa phase na to, una-una, kailangan mong maunawaan yung mga kliyente mo o customers mo. Halimbawa, kung sa isang restaurant, kailangan mong malaman kung ano yung mga pagkain na pinakamabilis maubos o yung pinaka-popular sa customers mo. Kasama rin dito yung pag-alam mo sa mga tunay na gastos sa pagpapatakbo ng negosyo. Dito mo rin malalaman kung magkano yung halaga ng bawat pagkain and yung oras na nagagamit at pang mga operational costs. So, pangalawa po is yung analysis planning. Dito naman, tinutukoy yung mga pangangailangan o demand ng mga customers. Halimbawa, kung napansin mo na maraming customers na umu-order ng pizza tuwing weekends, kailangan mong planuhin kung paano ka mag-a-adjust para matugunan yung demand na yon. Pwedeng magdagdag ka ng pizza sa menu or mag-stock ka ng extra ingredients. Dito mo rin pinag-uusapan kung paano ma-manage yung supply para hindi ka mawalan ng stock o mag-overstock ng mga items. So, pangatlo po is yung implementation phase. Pagdating naman sa implementation, dito sinasagawa mo na yung mga plano mo. Halimbawa, naglagay ka na ng promotion para sa pizza and nag-hire ka ng extra stock o nag-stock ka ng mga ingredients na madalas na uubos. Dito rin tinitiyak mo kung paano mo minomonitor kung effective ba yung mga actions mo. Halimbawa, may mga sistema kang ginagamit para makita kung naabot mo ba yung demand na yon and kung may mga stocks ka pa at kung satisfied ba yung mga customers. So, next slide po. Dito naman sa demand forecasting, demand forecasting helps businesses predict kung gaano karami yung gusto o kailangan ng mga tao sa mga produkto or serbisyo nila. Kapag tama yung forecast, nakakatulong to para ma-manage ng mga suppliers yung stock nila para hindi ka magka-shortage or surplus, sorry. May mga paraan din para gumawa ng forecast. Pwede yung hula-hula lang o kaya yung mga techniques na may mga data tulad ng sales data para makuha yung pattern kung ano yung produkto yung laging binibili. Then, yung sa forecast na to, ginagamit din para mag-set ng presyo, planuhin kung gaano karami yung product o kaya yung mga decision kung saan pasok yung negosyo like market entry. So, next slide. Dito naman po sa collaborative planning, forecasting and replenishment o yung tinatawag na CPFR, ito naman yung isang paraan para mapabuti yung pamamahala ng supply chain ng mga kumpanya. Ito yung tungkol sa pagtutulungan ng mga supplier at retailer para mas maayos yung planning, forecasting at replenishment po ng produkto. And yung goal naman po ng CPFR ay mag-share ng information para mas tama na matugunan yung demand ng customer at maiwasan yung overstock o yung stock outs. So, sa CPFR po, may 4 po na steps. First is strategy and planning. Sa unang step, nagkakaroon ng kasunduan yung mga kumpanya tungkol sa mga goals at paano sila magtutulungan. Dito pinag-uusapan yung mga importanteng event tulad ng promos, inventory changes, at store openings. Then, pangalawa po is yung demand-supply management. Dito naman, tinitignan yung mga nakaraang sales para ma-predict yung mga demand ng product based sa prediction. Pinaplano kung gaano karaming produkto and kailangan i-order at i-deliver. So, yung pangatlo po is execution. Dito naman, pagkatapos ng planning, sinusunod na yung mga orders at nagsisimula na yung fulfillment. Dito, nangyayari na yung paggawa, pagpapadala at pag-stock po ng mga produkto para mabili na ng mga customer. Lastly po is yung analysis. Sa last step po, dito binabantay yung buong proseso para makita yung mga problema o yung mga exceptions at pinag-aaralan din kung ano yung mga pwedeng ayusin at paano pa pwedeng mapabuti yung proseso. So, bakit nga pa mahalaga yung CPFR? Yung CPFR po is nakakatulong siya para mas mapabuti yung collaboration ng mga negosyo. Kung magtutulungan, magiging mas tama yung forecasting and mababawasan yung mga inventory cost at magiging mas mabilis yung replenish ng mga products. Sa madaling salita, yung CPFR po ay isang paraan para mas maginhawa at efficient yung mga business operations para sa parehong supplier at retailer. So, that's all for my report. Thank you po.
Hello, I am Alba Sherlyn and this is my report. Customer service. The customer service is not all about pagtitinda or pagbebenta. It's about care to customer bago, habang at pagkatapos nilang mamili. Good customer service ang secret para bumalik si customer and mag-recommend siya ng products or service sa isang company or a business. Here's the customer service strategy. We have research, growth, teamwork, marketing, innovation, vision, and innovation. Let us explain the research. Sa isang company or a business, need nila mag-research para makita nila if may problem ba dun sa business nila. Sa growth naman, if may nagbago ba, kung sakaling nagkaroon ng problem sa product or sa company nila, pwede nilang mabago. Yan. The third one is teamwork. Isa ito sa tinitignan ng customer. If may teamwork ba yung company, kasi ang pangat naman tingnan kung walang teamwork yung company. The fourth one is marketing. Dito naman makita natin yung loyalty ni customer. They can bring companies more business. They can convince others to prospect, to purchase your brand. Gusto ba nila bumili sa brand? Sa vision naman, it acts a guiding star for employees. Tinutulungan nila na maintindihan at may align ang company's goals and values. The last one is innovation. It can improve customer satisfaction, increase efficiency, and fostering growth. Cost of stock outs. The total expenses a business occurs when it runs out of stock, including lost revenues and other expenses. Dito check nila if kung may nawala ba, nagkulang ba yung stocks, and para ma-check nila kung sakto ba ganyan. Stock outs can be harmful if the customer is a first time buyer, as the business lost the opportunity to acquire a new customer. Yun. That's all. Thank you.